Alright guys, so if you're crazy enough to sit here and watch this ghetto ass video of how to try to get the utmost performance possible out of your 5700X 3D, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So a couple of tips off the rip. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I have a X570 or ASUS TUF X570 plus Wi-Fi. Make sure you're on the latest BIOS version. Honestly, it's not too important if you already have a PBO, like you can see the PBO and you can get to the curve and stuff like that, but for the most part, the AGESAs and stuff like that are pretty important, so I advise highly to get the latest BIOS before you do anything like this. But do some research on it beforehand, obviously. So for this specific motherboard, I wasn't seeing the PBO settings at all until I got the latest BIOS, which is 5021. But before we do anything here, I suggest highly to, if you are running a really aggressive curve of -30, just drop it down to -25. It helps with stability. You wouldn't think that it would, but it definitely does. It has a lot to do with voltages. So originally I started off at like a golden dream of trying to get the 1-to-1 with 4000, but these chips absolute max most of the time is the 38 1-to-1, so that's just where I ended up. I really dropped it down, one by one, 38 all the way down to 3866, and was toying with voltages until I finally just bit the bullet and said, you know what, this is what it is. I didn't get that lucky. I'm not going to sit here and toy with voltages for 3 hours trying to get it to a perfect standard. But these are the voltages. Keep in mind that these aren't guaranteed to work for you. I figured these are just a good starting point for you guys. For the DRAM, if you're not going to be tight in timings like I'm showing you guys here, then you're completely fine leaving this at 1.35 or just the standard DOCP settings. You don't have to worry about adding any extra voltage at all. Like I said, I'm doing that just for tighten the timings. Also, for performance enhancer, make sure this, because you already have a PBO set, make sure this isn't on auto. Set this to default, and your PBO will, your set curve will take over by standard. I don't know how it works with auto, but auto doesn't sound safe to me, so I just leave it on default. So I'm going to show you guys my timings and what I ended up getting out. My original timings are up here, 19, 23, 23, 45. I have a 32 gigabyte Corsair LPX 4000 C16 kit. I almost forgot to give that out to you guys. So from that information, I'm going to show you guys what I ended up with for timings. I ended up getting a pretty respectable 16, 18, 18, 36. These, I'm pretty sure I could go a little bit tighter if I wanted to, but this was like a pretty good jump from where this kit originally started. So that's kind of where I ended up. But some things to know, like I was saying earlier, is if you're kind of at a spot where you think it might be stable, and there's like a few things you're like, maybe I could change this, before you touch any of your voltages, try dropping that PBO curve if you have that. But yeah, for the most part, I think that pretty much covers it. There's a few other settings I could cover, but my arm is burning right now from holding this phone from so many attempts after it dying and me messing up, stuff like that. But hopefully this is a good starting point for you guys. I hope I helped. I'm not a professional at this by any means. It really just doesn't take a crazy amount of knowledge to do some of this stuff. You just got to kind of be careful and know your limits for voltages and things like that. It's pretty standard. But if you're like me and you're pretty competitive and you want to get the most possible out of an aging platform, aging chip, while I say aging, but the 5700X 3D is aging amazingly. And yeah, I mean, I figured I'd just drop this and help whoever I can and maybe give them some tips, and hopefully it helps. I'm not a pro, but yeah, don't eat me up. I'm pretty sure I did the best I could, so hopefully this helps.